Hi there. All right, so it is, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties today. I don't know why. Can't seem to get my, oops, sorry. Can't seem to get myself set up here. So, I don't know what's different today than it is any other day, but it is for some reason. We'll see how this goes. I don't know why this is acting so strange. Anyway, all right. Sorry. So I'm sorry if I'm a little late getting on. And, oh, cool. Hey. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and get started. Get my glasses put away, get my mat in a better position. And, all right, so we're gonna start seated. And I hope everybody's doing well today. And ready to get in the zone, right? So find a comfortable seat. And since I usually start like 5 minutes, or at least I get this on about 5 minutes before, or a few minutes before class starts. So I want to make sure I don't have any little scragglers coming on. But all right, I got some people coming on. Cool. All right, here we are. Yay. Seated. Okay, I need to get in the zone. I just kind of rushed around trying to get this to work right. So I need my own little, calm myself down. All right, so we're gonna focus on the breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, and settling into that steady, calming rhythm of our breath. Letting your eyes close if you'd like, or just take your gaze down. Just listen and feel the breath moving through the body. Listen to the sound. Maybe beginning a little ujjayi breath. Let your spine lengthen. So the crown of the head feels like it just keeps rising. And it's like you're growing towards the ceiling, but you're seated and your sit bones feel grounded into the mat. We'll let go of any and all feelings of competition and judgments, expectations. So we remain present in our practice. We can listen to the body and honor the body at all times. Maybe letting your breath move a little bit deeper so you feel a bigger swell and expansion of your belly and your ribs. A little bit more forceful exhale. One more, just quiet breath here. So we're just going to walk the hands forward and let the body bow down. Let your head hang heavy. And just breathe here. So if your head falls to the floor or to the mat, that's where it goes. If it doesn't make it there, that's where it just lands where it lands. Just as long as you feel support, we want to stretch out the back of the neck and feel that from the base of your spine as it kind of just curls or rounds up through the back into the crown of the head. So from here, we'll lift up just enough, plant the palms down, and then walk over to the right edge of your mat. And bow down again. And we'll inhale to rise slightly. We'll walk it over to the other side, and we'll release. Inhaling, we'll come up, walk to the center, walk your way all the way up, bring the hands back behind you. Fingertips are going to be on the mat. Now you can either position the fingertips towards the body, to the side, or to the back. Whatever you feel more comfortable. We're just going to push up, not to lift the sit bones. Just come up onto your fingertips, like you got suction cup fingertips. And you're just going to push the chest up. Lift the gaze, let your head lift. You don't have to drop it back unless you are absolutely comfortable. I am not, so I'm just going to lift up just to stretch a little bit into the chin. And just feeling a little bit in the front of the throat. And we'll exhale to release that. So go ahead, switch your legs out. Readjust onto your sit bones. Settle that in. And then when you're ready with your inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale them down. Take 2 more. And then when we come up to the next time, we're going to take the right arm, reach it up, and take a big side bend to your left side. Inhale, just take the right arm up, exhale, release it down, switching as you take your left arm, exhale it over. So I'm hoping I'm actually mirroring you, which is why I am doing this. So I was doing a video earlier today. I was just doing an online video, watching one. And I realized that what their right is, of course, is my left. Let's take your left arm up and release it down. So I'm hoping I'm mirroring you and not doing the opposite of what I'm saying. So take both arms up on the inhale. And then we're going to take a twist to the right. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, take a twist to your left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the arms back. So this time, maybe clasp the hands behind. If that's still not comfortable, just bring your fingertips to the mat. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift the head just slightly, or if you want to drop it back, go ahead. And then with an exhale, we're going to just drop the chin into the chest and get into the back of the neck. And bring your head up as you inhale, and we'll release it on the exhale. So roll your shoulders around, roll them back a few times, and roll them forward. And then let your shoulders settle. Move your head in whatever way feels natural. If you just want to swing side to side, or if you are comfortable rolling the head around. And whatever you're doing, slowly bringing your head back to neutral. And we're going to come right into child's pose. So as you come into your child's pose, if you need to take the knees wide, of course do that. Do what feels better for you. But the closer the knees are, the more the back is going to round. And it's a little bit more of what I want to aim for, is getting a little bit of that roundness in the back that you lose when the legs are wider apart. But always listen to what feels right to you. So if you need to take the knees wide and you end up with a longer lower back, and that's what you need to do, absolutely do what feels right for you. I'm going to keep mine a little closer, knees closer in, so I'm going to get that roundness. And I'm going to take my arms back, but you can certainly keep your arms forward or do what feels comfortable. So you want to feel the breath really expanding into your back ribs, into the lower back. And if your arms are wrapped back, as mine are, you're going to bring them forward. Just like we did from seated, we're going to take an inhale, come up just a little bit. Exhale, walk it over to the right edge of the mat.
And if you want, shift your hips a little bit to the left. Inhale, come to the center as you walk your way over, and take your exhale as you're stretching to the other side, maybe shifting your hips a little bit to the right. And we'll come back to the center as we inhale, and we'll come up into our tabletop. So just move through a few rounds of cow and cat as we inhale, letting the belly drop, and exhaling to curl the tailbone under. And really feeling that movement as we inhale and arch the back to lift, and we exhale to push the back towards the ceiling and get that roundness. And also feeling the stretch into the neck, the front of the neck, and the release into the back of the neck. We're going to take one more round. And after this last one, we're going to come back into our tabletop. And then just take just your left foot back and keep the ball of the foot down. Just push back with your heel. Good push. Feeling that stretch into your calf, into the ankle. You might even feel a little bit in the arch of the foot. And then go ahead and release and switch. And release. And let's go into downward facing dog. Pedal the heels out. Maybe shifting your hips a little side to side as you do. Keep the fingers spread wide, making sure that the alignment of your wrists are in line with your shoulders. So you are very stable into the upper body as you're pushing back. And then we'll let both heels begin to drop to the mat. Maybe keep the knees bent, the heels lifted a little bit. And with an inhale, we're going to take our right leg back. So we're going to keep the leg straight. We're just going to lift it up as high as it will go. So we do have to turn the hip out just a little bit to get the leg higher. And exhale, release, and then switch. So again, you got to turn the hip out just a little bit to get the leg a little bit higher. And exhale to release. So we're going to walk our hands to our feet. Forward fold. And then move this into ragdoll. So the feet will step out like a heel toe a couple times. Soften your knees a little bit so we get that roundness into the back again. Let your head drop, releasing the neck. And any movement here that might feel good. So it might feel good to sway side to side or move the head around, move the arms around. Do what feels good to you. We'll take about 3 to 5 more breaths here, depending on your length of breath. Now go ahead and let your hands release and begin to roll the spine up, keeping the knees bent until you're all the way up. The head's going to stay hanging heavy until you're all the way up. And then you can roll the shoulders back. Okay. So from here, you can just stay where you're at. I'm just going to face you. You're going to roll the shoulders back a few times. Roll them forward a few times. Let the shoulders relax, and then just like we did seated, we're going to move the head. And we'll bring the head up. So you're probably, if you're still at the back of your mat, you're still at the back of your mat. You're going to step your feet into hip width distance. Inhale the arms up. Clasp the hands overhead, staple the index fingers. You can't quite see what I'm doing, so I've got that. Take an inhale, exhale to your right. Inhale, rise, and exhale to your left. Inhale, come up, and exhale, release it down. All right, so here we are at the back of the mat still. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Come halfway up, flatten out your back. Exhale, fold, and then walk your way forward into your downward facing dog. Now, if you want to add a vinyasa here, go for it. If you just want to stay in down dog, stay in down dog. You can do whatever feels good to you. Now from our down dog, we're going to take the right leg back, and this time we are going to get that bigger hip opening. So we'll turn the leg out and bend the knee, dropping the heel towards the left glute. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, down dog, switching sides. Left leg goes back. Open up the hip. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, down dog. This time walk your feet to your hands. So we're in our forward fold at the top of the mat. We'll come halfway up, flatten out the back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale. To a mountain pose. Good. So just kind of shake it out a little bit. So just stay where you're at. I'm just going to turn to the other side of my mat, but I also have to fix my clock so I can see it, because I can't see it. There we go. Otherwise, we can be doing this forever. We don't realize it's only 45 minutes. Time will go on. All right, so we're at the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Come halfway up, flatten out your back. Exhale, fold. Stepping back with the left foot. Stay on the ball of the foot. Inhale, crescent lunge. And feeling, there's that little arch in the back, right? We've got the leg back. We're going to lengthen the spine, but we do feel that little roundness or that little curve of the spine. So seeing if we can kind of lift out of that so we feel like we're getting taller, but settling still through the feet and the hips and towards the mat. Exhale it into warrior two. Keep the arms reaching out. Ground to the outer edge of your left foot. Kind of settling into that hip opening. First big hip opening we're really doing. Flip up your right palm, take reverse warrior. And then we're just going to straighten the right leg. Just keep reaching. Maybe get a little bit more of a side bend. Exhale, warrior two. And again, flip, reverse your warrior, straighten, leg, reach it a little bit more, and exhale, warrior two. So it should feel like our right side of the body is getting a little bit longer. One more time. Reverse as you inhale, and then slowly straighten it, reach a little bit more, and exhale, warrior two. So from here, we're going to shift into warrior one. I need to fix your back leg. So you're going to adjust it so the foot can turn in a little bit. Toes are facing more towards, like you're angling more towards the front. Take another inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. We're going to throw in a twist. Now come back onto the ball of your foot. And right arm goes up to twist. Exhale, release. Bring the left knee down. Shift your hip forward a little bit, so get a deeper stretch in your left hip flexor. And then shift it back, straighten out your right leg. Flex the foot. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. So as we exhale, we're going to look for that roundness again into the lower back. So normally I do this with a long spine. This is going to be a rounded spine. You're going to bow down with a rounded spine. So it should feel like a cat stretch on your back. Inhale as you come forward. We'll tuck the left toes under again, and we'll step it up to the top of the mat. Lengthen out your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up.
And exhale to mountain pose. So let's take that to the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, half lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, fold. Right leg steps back. Crescent lunge. So we're going to stay on the ball of the foot. And we'll inhale to reach up. So again, in crescent lunge, we tend to kind of over back bend. It's really easy to do. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But notice if you do, right? It's very easy to over back bend because we lift the chest. We're like up, up, up. But we want to lift up out of the lower back, not necessarily bend it back. So stay grounded in the hips and your legs and let the upper body lift. And exhale it into warrior two. I'm going to turn myself around so you're not looking at my foot. And just start to ease into that bigger hip opening, the first one we're really doing here for the left side. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And now slowly straighten out your left leg. And reach a little bit more. Maybe we arch it a little bit to the right. You might find one side reacts a little bit differently than the other. Exhale, warrior two. Settle in. Inhale, reverse. Begin to straighten the left leg. Reach it up a little bit more. Maybe get a bigger stretch over to the right side. Exhale, warrior two. And one more time. Inhale, reverse. Straighten the left leg. Reach it up and stretch it over. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. So we're going to adjust the right leg to get the hip forward as we comfortably can. And you can feel in warrior one, there's not that big back bendy feeling. This is what you want to feel like in crescent lunge. You just kind of lift up. And exhale, hands to the mat. Come onto the ball of your right foot. Add your twist. Left arm goes up. Exhale, release. Right knee comes down. Let your hips shift forward a little bit. Get into your hip flexor here. And then shift back and stretch out through the hamstring. So we'll take an inhale, and then we're going to get that cat stretch as we exhale. Inhale, shift forward, tucking the right toes. We'll prepare to inhale on the next time and lift to come back up. Lengthen out your spine. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale to your mountain pose. Okay. And again, just kind of shake it out. Keep the body as loose as you comfortably can keep it. All right, we don't want to build up any tension in the back or in the shoulders or even in the hips. All right, so we're still at the front of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step your left leg halfway back into pyramid. So now we are going to look for a little bit more of that longer spine rather than around it. So we're going to inhale, pull the chest forward. Maybe bring the hands to the right leg if you need a little bit more help to pull the chest forward. And then exhale, we're going to round it down. Draw the chin in. Let your back round. So normally I do not do this at all with a round back. I would make you lengthen as you come down. We're going to get that cat stretch. And then inhale, come up to lengthen. Step your left foot farther back. Open up into warrior two. So as everything's opening up, you might want a longer stance. And we're going to take extended side angle. Inhale, reach out. Exhale. Bring your right forearm into the thigh to start. Stretch your left leg over. Get a little bit longer and then drop into your hip. Now if you're comfortable, you can bring the right hand down to the outside. You can bring the right hand down to the inside. But we're looking for a really long line. So to make that happen, we have to drop into the right hip. So if your hand is down and you're like this, you're kind of like a funky triangle, right? So you're better bringing it up and creating that long line. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Spin onto the ball of your left foot. Let's add our twist. Exhale, release, look forward. Inhale, step up. Lengthen out your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, mountain pose. Good. So let's take that on the second side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, flatten out your back. Exhale, fold. Step your right leg halfway back and for a pyramid. So we're going to take our inhale and we're going to lengthen. We want to get as long into the spine as we can. As the left hip shifts back a little bit, right hip comes forward. Again, you can help that out by bringing the hands onto the left leg. Then as we exhale, we're going to round it down as the hands come down. And your head drops to your knee. And let your back round. Inhale to draw that length. And we're going to step it back as we exhale, preparing for warrior two. We'll inhale to come up. So again, let me turn around so I'm not looking at my butt. All right, so getting ready for extended side angle. We're going to reach out as we bring the forearm down to the thigh. And I like that little sweep. I do it this way because sometimes, unless I'm doing it in a different kind of, like if we're doing a dancing warrior, it's different. But I like that release. So if I sweep it around, it usually releases my shoulder blade better. But we want to get, wherever you're going to get here, we want to get that really long line to the right side. And then we're going to drop into the left hip. So again, you have that option to bring the left hand down inside or outside. But if it causes you to create this, I'd rather have you bring the forearm to the thigh so you create a long line from heel to fingertip. Stretch it a little bit more. And then exhale. Let's add our twist. Excuse me. Come on the ball of the right foot. Left arm goes up. Exhale, release. Look forward. Let's step it up. Lengthen it out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. And exhale to release. Okay. So from the top of your mat, slowly reach up as you inhale. Exhale, fold it forward. Come halfway up as you flatten out your back. Exhale, fold, and then step your feet away from each other again. Bend into the knees and move into your ragdoll once again. Making any movements that you feel good to do. And then we'll go ahead and release the hands. Walk your feet back to downward facing dog. And if you want, take a vinyasa. This will be the only other time you're going to get that. At least today. From your downward facing dog, when you feel ready, you're going to come into your child's pose. And this child's pose, take it however you wish. If you want the knees wide, knees together, I'm going to grab some water while you're in your child's pose. Or you can grab some water instead of taking child's pose. Excuse me. And from your child's pose,
We're gonna come up onto the knees.
You might know where we're going. So we're gonna be really mild with camel, unless you feel like going hog wild. But I'm just looking for a nice mild camel. So it's best to keep your knees about a hip width distance apart, maybe slightly wider, slightly. And we're just gonna start with the hands like they're in back pockets. Elbows will point back. So thinking about, in crescent lunge, I said it automatically starts to feel like you have this back bend, but you want to lift up out of it. You're kind of doing the same thing in camel, but at the same time you are dropping back. So you don't want your back bend to come from your lumbar spine because it's already there. You actually want it to come more from where it doesn't really bend. You're not making it happen, but let your chest open up. Let the front of your body round like a camel hump. Right? That's what you want to think about. So we'll inhale. We lengthen up out of the lower back. As we exhale, we're just going to let the upper body drop back. And it's up to you what to do with your head. I am not comfortable dropping all the way back. So I keep my chin tucked in. Now, if you really feel you want to go hog wild, you can certainly take your hands down and find your heels. But if you do go into that full camel, your hips will come with you, right? But then you got to push them forward again. You got to roll the shoulders back a little bit more. So we're going to take one more full breath. And then inhale. When you're ready, you're going to slowly rise up. Take your time. Let your arms rest. And then drop back into child's pose. And we're going to get that rounded back again.
Of course, keep in mind if that does not feel good for you, you're going to take your child's pose how you need to do it. The advantage of the rounded back is it counteracts what we just did, right?
So we were going this way, now we're going this way.
And we're going to inhale to come up.
And we're going to come to seated. So we're going to take the feet out, wider than our hips. We're going to do seated cat-cows with the legs wide. So we're going to give a lot of space for the chest to come forward and arch through the spine. And we're going to give a lot of space to roll back. And just start to move as you inhale, pull forward, and exhale, push back. You can go as slow as you want to go. You can take it moderate. If you feel you want to really build up heat in the body, you would breathe quickly and move, but I find that a little bit uncomfortable like this. So I like the slow approach. I was going to say long, and I ended up saying low. But let's just do one more. And you're going to come up, and then bring the soles of your feet together for bound angle. Adjust to your sit bones. Lengthen up through the spine as you inhale. Roll the shoulders back. So now we're going to look for the longer lower back as we exhale. We're going to bring the chest forward. So we are going to do this twice. You're going to get the rounded and you're going to get a longer spine. So this is where we want to lengthen. It's back here instead of this. Keep the chest moving forward. So maybe you only go this far. That's perfect. If that's where you feel that's as far as you can go, keeping the chest open and the spine long. If it ends up going farther, it ends up going farther. But do what feels right for you. come up. So we're going to take a modified version of tortoise. So the feet go farther from you. And now comes the rounded spine. So as you come down, you can tuck the hands underneath, or you can just let them wrap around. So we'll start with an inhale, and then we're going to round as we exhale.
And let the head bow down. So if you feel uber flexible and you come down, you're like, well, I'm not really getting around the spine. It helps to bring the arms underneath, because it actually makes your body lift up a little bit, and then you can really round it out. Inhaling, we're going to slowly make our way up.
And then we're going to come on to our backs.
So once you're on your back, get myself in the camera range there. Once you're on your back, pull your knees up, give them a good little squeeze in, and rock side to side. Massage into your lower back. You can also make circles with your knees. If you're doing the circles, go about 3 times in each direction. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the left foot down and cross the right ankle over into figure 4. Keep your right foot flexed. Your options are always stay with your left foot down or bring the leg up. Maybe straighten the leg towards the ceiling. Do what feels good for your hip and for your back. Go ahead with your exhale, bring your left foot down if the leg was lifted, stay as you are, and then drop over to your left side so you land on the sole of your right foot, and the right arm's going to extend, we'll look over the shoulder. And then you choosing if it feels better for you to keep the knee towards the ceiling, or does it feel better for you to drop the knee towards the floor? Whatever feels better to you. I always like the knee towards the ceiling when I'm doing these twists, because it just gives my lower back a different stretch, and I feel it more through the hip as well as the lower back. And when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and release. Plant the feet down. Adjust your back if that's shifted a little bit, and then come into your figure 4 on the other side. And again, of course, you're moving into this in the way that feels best for you. It doesn't matter if your foot's still down. You can always push the leg out away from you a little bit more. What is the most important is that your crossed over foot is flexed, no matter what else you do. That is to protect your knee joint. Take about another breath here. And when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and bring your right foot down if the leg was lifted. Drop over to your right side as you land on the sole of the left foot to start. Left arm extends, and then choosing what you would like to do on this side. Maybe you want to do the same thing. Maybe you want to change it up. It's up to you. The practice is always up to you. I'm always just a guide. And we're going to come up on the inhale, and we'll bring the left foot down and we'll adjust back. So we'll do, let me see what time it is, okay. So we'll do just one more little back bend. We're going to come into bridge. So walk your heels in towards your sit bones. Keep the feet about a hip width distance to start. Arms alongside the body, palms facing down. Roll your shoulders back, and it'll feel like the arms start to tuck into your ribs. So let's inhale and push firmly down into the feet and into the upper arms. Push up. And again, you're going to find that you want the length out of the lower back. But let the chest open and round your shoulders back. And you get that deeper back bend. And then adjust the arms to where you want them. If you want to keep them tucked underneath and add a chest expansion, maybe you want the arms out to the side or up overhead. And that's always a nice one. I like this one too, to reach up. And then if you want, you can walk your feet out. You can do like about one time, heel toe out. And that opens up some space. You can also lift your heels up. And then exhale. So there's a small bridge. And lower down. And once you've lowered it down, you'll pull your knees up. And then taking whatever finishing pose you feel you need here. So maybe you feel great and you're like, oh, I'm just ready to let go. Do it. But if you need a happy baby or an extra twist on each side, listen to your body. Always, always listen. Your body tells you what to do. Sometimes we go against what the body says, and that's when we end up with injuries or aggravation, right? We sometimes feel unsettled. We want to create peace and harmony within the mind and the body. So when you are ready in your Shavasana, you're going to just let it all relax and let it go. Let's see what we're doing on time. We'll take about 2 minutes. So you just stay in your Shavasana. Allow every exhalation to help you relax deeper. Relax every muscle. Let your bones feel heavy. Relaxing into the big joints, right? The shoulders, to the hips, your knees, and then the smaller, like the wrists and the ankles, and then even smaller, you get in your elbows and your fingers and your toes. Relax your neck, release your jaw. About another 30 seconds here. I'm sorry, I meant 15 seconds. Now begin to deepen your inhale and find little movements in your fingers and your toes. And when you feel ready, you'll take the arms up with a big inhale. And exhale, let's pull the knees up. Find your way to make your way up to seated, whether you want to rock and roll, whatever you feel comfortable in doing. And you'll come up to seated. And adjust your sit bones. And then closing our practice, we'll inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands to the heart. As always, I thank you for practicing with me, whether you are practicing live or you do this on your own time. I'm glad that you can join me. And I will be back on Thursday. Namaste.